With it, you channel the elemental magic of the theory.
I'm not alone. I won't stand by and watch people get hurt. And I won't run away. Hold the switch! And let's end this. Kendra, please don't! I didn't break the world. But I am gonna fix it.
Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I am your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to check her out over on Twitter at Artie Demon. Love She-Ra fan art? Does Artie Demon have some amazing She-Ra fan art? Redesigns, also a bunch of original stuff. Definitely give her a follow because not only is she a great artist, she's also a pretty awesome person. So definitely check her out. She-Ra Season 4 Episode 3 Pulse. This one is better, but you know, what does that even mean? The first two episodes were terrible. It still has stupid, silly Billy humor, misplaced comedy. It kind of slows things up and makes things feel weird. They're planting seeds to me that don't make any sense, and I don't know how there's going to be payoff here. But it would open up, and it looks like the good guys are tracking some type of vehicle that's making its way through the Whispering Woods. And, you know, Bo's up in the tree, like, doing, like, calls, but that's, like, you know, their signal will get ready for the attack, which is okay, but you never seen them do that before. So they just introduce a bunch of stuff that we never seen characters do, and we just have to assume that's what they do. We get Knit and Toss, which is nice. They were, you know, forgotten characters. They attack this it's not even a convoy, it's just, like, one vehicle. They knock it over, and then what I wanted in She-Ra Season 2, I want more of the people to be helping with these battles, because it's always just the princesses. There's never any soldiers. So She-Ra's like commanding a force of people. It's not a lot, but it's a couple of them. And there's one with 3 eyes. That's odd. But they run out there. They don't have any armor or weapons. Like, they have sticks. One guy has a stick and some other chick has a sword. But it's like, no, they're not going to win this fight if there's actual soldiers in here. Hatch opens up and one of the guys just jumps out, and of course he screams like an idiot because, you know, he's a Horde soldier. Net catches him, and then she's like, oh, Net's, you know, okay, weird. They open up these things. I guess they're looking for a secret weapon, and they've been trying to hit these things because there was some type of intel that the Horde is making this new weapon, and they want to get their hands on it before they can get it. They open up the truck and there's nothing in it. And this is kind of interesting. They still think Entrapped is working for them. And Bo's like, oh, if I know Entrapped, it's going to be something big and powerful. And, oh, it's invisible, but it's not. Come on, it's not going to be invisible. Then somebody snuck their OC into this. Dang. What a muscle-bound lady here. My goodness. She has boobs and everything. It's crazy. It's an anomaly. That's why I know it has to be an OC. Because this character looks like none of the other characters in the show. They get surrounded by the spider bots, so they allowed themselves to get drawn in. They didn't have any, like, it was nice they brought troops, but it was like seriously 3 or 4. They didn't have anyone back with bows and arrows. Like, how did they get surrounded? It's so, it irritates me. They took 1 step forward and like 5 steps back. Then we get the intro, and then they don't show the battle because that would have cost money. And Glimmer's pissed off. She's like, how the hell did we get ambushed again? So I guess this is happening a lot. They go on a mission, they get ambushed. Then, you know, everyone's licking their wounds and they're all beat the hell up, and Net and Toss are talking. You know, they got more lines in this than they have in the previous 3 seasons. But, you know, they're all kind of beat up, and Bo's making new arrows, and he's, you know, they're trying to stay upbeat, but you can tell that they've been losing a lot. Then they're like, oh, we got to figure this out. How do they know all our moves? Swiftwind pokes his head into, so say Swiftwind. And then everyone in unison, all across the world that was watching this, said, no one called your name, Swiftwind, just like Glimmer.
Swift? Hang on. Did someone say?
No one said Swiftwind.
But he's being an idiot, and I wish he would use him in battle. She's supposed to be on top of him and being awesome. He just never does anything. They need to figure out what the heck's going on, how they keep getting attacked. It's nice to see Knit and Toss be nice to each other, but it just seems too little too late. I don't really care about these characters anymore. They're still trying to plan another mission, but they go, maybe if we just send a smaller group, maybe we won't be seen. Maybe that's how they're catching us. Then we get a new character. We get Flutterina, which was an original character from the original show, completely changed into like an insect creature. She doesn't have a nose, but her face is shaped like a nose. This would be a weird thing to see in real life. it's like, oh wow, Queen Glimmer, is there a mission? Can I go on it? And then she's like, no, not all of us are going. And she gives that little side look, so they just give it away. I hate when shows do that, when they bring in the mysterious character and then they give it away. Of course, it's double trouble. And that's how they've been getting all the information. They infiltrated, made up this character. Like, they tell Catra, because you see Flutterina shows up at the cave and you think, oh, she's getting attacked by Catra, but of course not. It's double trouble. And they say, oh, I had to make a character that the princess would believe, so something cute and small and definitely pink. So all that's lost, which is ridiculous. They should have let that go a little longer. But now we know every time we see Flutterina, she's not even real. They didn't even copy a real person. Double Trouble just made up Flutterina. So Flutterina isn't even real in this. So lame that it's just for a gag. Why do they, every time they pull something from the original show, they do it just to, I don't know, stick it in your eye? It's ridiculous. You know, Double Trouble's just so proud of himself. They are constantly trying to be playful with Catra. It's weird. This guy wants to be an entertainer. So this person is trying to be an entertainer, and Double Trouble's always like trying, saying funny things, trying to get Catra to smile and stuff. And of course, it is actually a really, really funny thing. He keeps transforming into people and he keeps making fun. They keep making fun of like Glimmer, oh, sparkles and everything. It cracks a little bit of a smile, but just like how Catra says here.
And any intel on She-Ra, or are we done here?
So serious. Remember, this is supposed to be fun.
This is supposed to be war.
No reason it can't be both.
The most profound statement ever in the show. It's supposed to be war, but we never really get it. But Double Trouble's like, can't it be both? He's just so stereotypical. And, we get back to the dummies, and that's was their plan. They're going to send a smaller group out, which, how much smaller could it be? They only had an extra 4 people. They're leaving, and Glimmer has to just watch them go because she can't go on the adventures anymore. And then we get that scene that was from the trailer where she's just like practicing, just shooting stuff. But where are these energy blasts going? We saw, as we see in the later part of this episode, they're pretty powerful. She's like ripping through stuff. She's definitely got a power upgrade. So when she's swinging these energy blasts around, where are they going? They can't just be hitting something. They'd be obliterating mountainsides. She's jumping around, teleporting, and here's the thing. So does she, now that she has a connection to the Moonstone, because they explained that she was sharing it with her mom, so she doesn't have to, she has to still recharge, or does she? So does she not have a finite number of teleports anymore, or any other magic? They never really explain it. But also, does she keep momentum when she teleports? Because she's kind of hopping up the mountain. But every other time we've seen her teleport, it kind of just like all momentum stops. I don't know. I'm thinking too damn much about this. I guess it's on the roof, so there's like a garden up there, and she hears Shadow Weaver. Oh, so impressive. And Shadow Weaver is there, like trimming up the garden. There was a tweet that Noelle Stevenson put out saying, we were trying to come up with something that would be normal, but somehow Shadow Weaver would make it, so menacing. Not really. I didn't get that. I just thought she was being a weirdo. This is funny. Glimmer asks her what she's doing here.
What are you doing here?
I've come to tend my garden.
Gross. And she's kind of trying to play her cards here. She's like, oh, it's just a part of your magic's growing and everything. And then Glimmer's like, yeah, I know. My mom was an angelic being, and my dad was a powerful sorcerer. I like that little info dump they throw there just so people realize, oh yeah, Queen Angela was something special. Not really, because she never did anything. But she's like, I'll never be as good as any of them. And then Shadow Weaver's like, you're right. You'll be better than both. She's definitely buttering both sides of the toast, if you know what I'm saying. Trying to get her favor. And she's like, you're trying too hard to be like your mother, trying to rule from afar. You're powerful. You need to be the kind of queen that does, who's the queen of action. And then she puts a little flower in her hair and then kind of rubs her chin. Gross. It's just, now we see where Catra got all her bad touch tendencies. She got him freaking Shadow Weaver. Glimmer's like, I'm the kind of queen who doesn't listen to prisoners. And she just gets out of there. But of course, Shadow Weaver, master manipulator, is planting those seeds.
What kind of queen you will be?
And I've decided. I'm a queen who doesn't take advice from prisoners.
Get your fat ass back here.
We get to the mini mission where it's just Bo, Swiftwind, She-Ra, Net, and Toss. And I guess Spin could just fly there, which is just weird. And then they're being playful and stupid. You know, they're constantly going back and forth about who killed more spider bots and, you know, I'm being more quiet than you and, you know, playful little jabs. But like Catra said, this is war. This isn't, you know, you're not out there playing a game. It's just weird. Okay, we get it. They're lovers. They're together. We get it. You don't have to constantly have them flirting for us to understand that. Then they're ambushed again. Looks like the regular spider bots got an upgrade. They shoot the laser and it kind of like, it's like a sustained blast. It looks different from it has in previous seasons. Net wraps them up and then the energy kind of makes itself. They don't explode. They kind of just putter out, which is kind of dumb. Give me a damn explosion. Then we get a new spider bot. It's definitely looks different. It's a different design. It has like a drill bit on the bottom. It drills into the ground and then stops. And then everyone looks around like, well, what's going on? And this is the part where I'm thinking the only person that should be walking up there is She-Ra, because she can withstand an explosion, an attack, a booby trap, something. But like Bo walks up to it because, you know, he's going to check it out and it starts to like glow. Net puts up a shield for the people standing around her, but She-Ra and Bo are outside of this thing and then it goes off like boom.
Surveillance spot.
We see that all the trees around there have been destroyed, so I'm guessing this thing's like this is the pulse from the episode, and it was a pretty powerful blast. It like knocked She-Ra out, so I'm like, this thing should have killed Bo, but of course no one dies. I'm like, why couldn't, you know, it would have been great if he would have been like severely injured, and he would like, there was no way for him to like go back into battle for a while, like it like crippled him or something, but no, he was like at what do I want to say, it's point blank range, and it blew up in his face, and it was enough to knock out She-Ra. Whatever. They get back to the castle and they're like, we got ambushed again. And, you know, Glimmer feels bad that I'm sending my friends to go get their butts kicked. She-Ra does the Healy thing, but it's like the whole energy glow, and then she touches his head. They keep changing how this whole healing thing works. Remember last time she pointed her sword at the seawall and that healed it? Then she healed Shadow Weaver kind of in the same way, but it changes every time. And it's enough to bring Bo back out of his coma, but he was breathing. Of course, they made sure you know that he was breathing before this. And then he's up, but he's still all sore and everything, and Glimmer feels super bad. And they're like, what the heck? What's going on? How are they knowing every move? We, the audience, know because they, you know, have to let the kitten out of the bag. The captain of the guard, which is a general, whatever. I always thought she was the captain of the guard. Glimmer's like, how are they knowing all her moves? She like drops this little thing and it makes no sense because this is where you would have follow-up questions. It's just a theory. She doesn't even bring up any reason how they could be doing this. Maybe they're tracking She-Ra, and that's like enough to like for Glimmer to believe. They'd be like, okay, that's one good theory, but what else could it be? She just takes it as 100%, you know, even though the general was not even sure of herself when she said it. But she's like, I'm sick of this. People are getting hurt. It's all my fault. But then everyone goes, no, it's my fault. It's your fault.
I'm sorry. It's my fault you got hurt.
No, this is Catra's fault. Her and her bots and me.
Hell, it's my fault for watching the show. Then She-Ra decides, you know what? If they're tracking me, then it'll just be me that goes. And I'll take care of this. Because this weapon's way too powerful, I have to go take it out. Then, just like last time, let the kitten out of the bag that it's Double Trouble was posing as the general. Did Double Trouble kill this lady and take their place? Because wouldn't this conversation about tracking She-Ra and this is what they're doing come up again? Like, wouldn't Glimmer be like, hey, general lady who doesn't have a name, remember when you said that they might be tracking She-Ra? Like, how do you think they're doing it? And she's like, your majesty, I never told you that. And boom, and then everything's solved. But they don't think. These writers don't think. I would be great if he actually killed her. And then she's like gone or captured her or whatever. We get back to Catra and like I said, it's super funny because Double Trouble wants to just be like a clown. They contact Catra. Double Trouble's like putting on a show, pretending to be Bo, like saying funny Bo things, then saying funny Glimmer things, and does a funny face of She-Ra, and it's making Catra actually laugh. And Double Trouble enjoys that. He enjoys bringing entertainment to people. It's super funny because this character could have just been completely different. But they also bring up that sowing the seeds of discontent, that Double Trouble enjoys that too. So this is a very odd character. Catra is happy that the plan worked, but she also brings up, well, it didn't take anyone out. And Double Trouble's like, oh yeah, She-Ra used like this magic to heal him. And of course that pisses off Catra, like, damn it, we could have killed one of their members, but She-Ra has the answer to it. But how did Double Trouble see that? What? I guess can he turn into anything? Like the T-1000, can he turn into like a potted plant? Can they turn into like something that's inanimate? Does it have to be a living thing? Also, size restrictions. Can Double Trouble turn into like a 50-foot monster, or does it have to be something that's weight and size? I don't know, because when Double Trouble turned into Flood Arena, that was like a really tiny little character. So I don't know how any of this works. Double Trouble tells the plan that, hey, they're going to be sending She-Ra out, and she's going to be the one to go all alone. And of course, Catra's like, hey, we'll be long gone by then, but hey, if it's to take out She-Ra, maybe we'll just stay behind. So she's like letting themselves get caught so they can capture She-Ra and kill her in another ambush, which is pretty good. Since Glimmer can't trust anybody, she goes to Shadow Weaver for like advice, because it does make sense. Shadow Weaver was in the Horde for X amount of years. She knows Catra, she knows how they work, and she's like, hey, guards, go kick rocks. I got to talk to my lady here. She's tending her garden, gross, and she's like, hey, you know Catra, I need to know how she knows all her next moves. Tell me how she thinks, and we can, help me. I'm commanding you to. She's like, you don't need to know how Catra thinks. You're strong enough to do things on your own. Here, I'm going to show you some magic, a location spell. And it just takes the caster and then some ingredients. She's like, grabs one of these flowers and puts it in this little pool thing. And I'm like, why would they even have any of these things for her to make these spells? Does she have no more magical power? Can she not cast magic anymore? Not Catra, but Glimmer's like, you've been growing magical ingredients here? How do you not know this? Is there no one in your castle who does magic? Does Mysticor just live on in their little floating island and nothing? Cassa should have been teaching Glimmer magic. So I'm assuming Glimmer never practiced magic ever? They never taught her any? Like, why would Queen Angela do that? Like, I don't know. But then she's like, you're growing magic pants. What about this plant? They're just daisies. I think they're pretty. Misplaced comedy. It's weird. She has some of that blue magic dust. I guess that's like the catalyst. It's what the thing you add to activate the spells. She puts it in Glimmer's hand and it starts to glow. She's like, oh, did I do that? Well, what me, dummy? I got no magic powers. Then, I don't know. I don't know if their point here is to be disturbing, but she puts the magic in there. It starts to glow, but she has to use it to trace those sigils.
Think about what you're searching for. Keep it in your mind.
Ooh, could someone call Child Protective Services? My goodness, this is creepy. But she does a location spell, and she finds Catra. She's able to see that they're hiding in the Whispering Woods. They have the new spider bots. Catra's there overseeing their operation. She's like, cool, this thing worked. We have this information, but we sent She-Ra somewhere else. She's not going to be in the battle, but Shadow Weaver brings up a good point. Hey, if they're attacking She-Ra, you can attack this facility here. They're going to be low on defenses because they're going to send everyone after She-Ra, which they really don't do. But she's like, no, I'm not going to use my friend as bait. It's not even that. It's called it's a two-pronged attack. It's you're attacking multiple spots at the same time. It's not using your friend as bait, because that's not even true, because they're not tracking her. And she kind of gets, she's like, oh, but if we attack them straight forward, they're gonna know we're coming. And she's like, hey, just go by yourself. You're hella strong. You can just do this on your own, which is true. I didn't think they were gonna make Glimmer this powerful, but she's like ridiculously powerful. We cut to She-Ra, Net, and Toss. And they're like, well, we gotta find the spider bot. They went back to where it was last time. More silly humor? Okay, we get it. They're together and they play funny games. And man, is Spinnerell's head like really tiny? She's shaped like Chris Farley. It's ridiculous. But they're just like, oh, she's counting how many bots we killed because I killed more. And, she's really competitive. And then, that's, you don't tell her that she's not. And like, it just goes on and on and on. It's really stupid. But they get attacked again. These things start drilling in the ground and start letting off their pulse things. why are these things, why do they have to drill in the ground? Are they drawing energy out of the ground? Or is this pulse so powerful they have to like, dig themselves in the ground? I don't know, whatever. They hide behind a rock. These pulses are going off, but they're surrounded by these things. She-Ra, start attacking. Start hitting these things with your sword. She never even attempts to attack one of these things once in this whole episode. Really stupid. Glimmer teleported her way all the way there, and she takes out the 2 front guards and walks in. They're low on soldiers, so there's not really much defenses, and her energy blasts are pretty dang strong. If they're strong enough to destroy these boxes and everything, she killed those 2 guards at the door. Catcher sees a Glimmer, and she's like, well, you're back already? Assuming it was double trouble, but Glimmer attacks, and he's like, oh crap, it's really the real Glimmer. This fight is better than what we've seen in the previous 2 episodes. Glimmer's just blowing the hell out of everything, and like it ripped through the box, ripped through one of the machines, like it totally melted the sides. So yeah, and she doesn't even look like she's exerting herself. Why didn't she just keep attacking? Attack all these spider bots. Why would she's kind of chasing Catcher around, and Catcher's quick, so she's bouncing around and everything. And I kind of like how Glimmer's talking crap.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to put away your toys? Otherwise, someone might come and break them.
Because she knows she kind of has the upper hand here. She's like, oh, too bad you're fighting She-Ra, and it looks like it's just gonna be you and me.
You think I don't have more?
I think most of your bots are busy with She-Ra, leaving you defenseless.
And Catcher's like, oh, you used her as bait. And, Glimmer doesn't care because I'm fighting you now. She kind of has Catcher scared. She's charging up her Kamehameha. She dodges, of course, because why not just shoot it right away? And she gets knocked, when Catcher dodges out of the way, she uses her whip, grabs her leg, and, pulls her down. And then her, it's funny because it's not like an energy blast. It's almost like a constant beam. So it, tears across the ground and blows up one of, I don't know, it was a fuel thing. And the whole place is on fire. This scene actually it's animated really well. I wish the rest of the show was this well animated. Somehow Glimmer's able to catch Catra, and Catra bites her to get away from her. That's good self-defense. Use everything: bite, scratch, kick. There's no rules in a fight. And they're still having their little battle. She gets her with her whip, but then she charges her whip and shocks her. So Glimmer's actually fighting well, way better than she's ever fought. And there's Catra on her knees and trying to run away, and Glimmer's just chasing her down. It's really funny because she's like, oh, where are you going? Almost like a bad guy. I kind of like this. I like Glimmer like this.
Where are you going, Catra? Not scared of some sparkles, are you?
And she's like, oh, we have a new and improved spider bot. So it's like the same thing, but bigger. It drills itself into the ground. Why wasn't Glimmer attacking this thing? No one ever attacks these damn things. It's kind of stupid until the very end. And they get destroyed pretty easily, so why weren't they attacking from the very beginning? It's going to set off one of its things and one of its pulse waves. Glimmer's like, what are you, crazy? It's going to destroy this whole thing. And Catcher's like, oh, I'll be long gone by then. Why is Glimmer talking to her? Shoot her with the beam. Teleport, grab her. Do something. Why the hell are you talking to her? Idiot. But she's like, oh, you're going to have to deal with this or catch me. You have to choose one or the other. And she should have pulled a tally. I choose both. just knock her out. But, of course, she does. The thing starts to, because the whole place is collapsing already. One of these girders falls down and lands on top of Catra. And I honestly thought, I'm like, oh, she's caught. Like, what's she going to do? And remember last time when Bo, stopped her from being evil? This isn't evil because she's an enemy. Glimmer straight up looks at her like, oh, looks like I don't have to choose, and just leaves. I thought for sure she was going to just let the bomb go off and just let it kill Catra. How awesome that would have been. But she grabs it and teleports it up into, the sky, and it just blows up in the sky. It does no damage to nothing. And then I thought, oh, she's going to teleport back and get Catra. No, she just leaves? Why would she just leave her there? Why would she do that? Double Trouble shows up, and they're like, oh, the queen is coming here, so I came to check in on you. And Catra's super happy because she's going to die because this whole building's going to collapse on her. So is Double Trouble super strong? This thing's got to weigh hundreds and hundreds of pounds, but they're able to just lift it and they're able to get out. It's stupid. I know they needed to come up with something, but I think in this situation, Double Trouble should have turned into I don't know, some type of monster that was able to like a big rhinoceros looking thing just to lift it up to get her out of there, because their strength, because you look at Double Trouble, it's a skinny thing, doesn't have any muscles, But I don't know. It's just weird. I guess they didn't want to, you know, have it make sense. But as they're leaving, the whole place collapses. But where did Glimmer go? She just leave and go back home? God, I wish. It's so stupid. I would have wrote this so much better. We get back to the trio, and Net put up a shield, and she's blocking all these energy things. And she's like, I don't know how long I can hold this because these pulses are going off like all the time. Glimmer shows up and boastful. She's very vain. She's very prideful. That's going to be her downfall. She goes out there and just one-shots all these things. Completely one-shots them. So these things weren't that powerful. She even does like a... I'll show the clip. That's something Nightcrawler did in the X-Men 90... I forgot when it came out. 94, 95 X-Men arcade game. He would do this type of move. They stole it from there. There's no convincing that they didn't do it. And everyone's like, damn girl, you the best. Then we get, you know, Spinnerella has to have a moment. She runs up there and blows one of these things off the thing, but she takes like a blast. But it doesn't do anything, and she just it kind of just hurt her a little bit. I don't get it. I can understand She-Ra is surviving these types of attacks, but these princesses should not be able to survive this. Oh no, are you okay? And she says a number. I'm like, oh god, they're still counting. Ugh. And, you know, instead of giving a kiss on the mouth, a kiss on the forehead. Come on, if you're gonna make them gay and lovers, give us everything. I like how she was just staring at them. Okay, this ain't a peep show, you damn pervert. They blow up the last spider bot, and Glimmer's like super happy about everything she did. Yeah, and I was like this, and I was doing that. She's like explaining the fight to Bo. And Bo's like, that sounds cool and everything. But Adora is upset because she doesn't like Glimmer having to go fight. But you would have totally died if it wasn't for Glimmer. And she's like, I'm the queen that's going to go out there and fight. I'm not going to stay behind. That's not me. My mom did that. I'm not going to let my friends go out there and get hurt. Because Bo got kind of effed up. But here's the thing. Why is Adora mad? I know I'm here to protect you, but you guys went on all kinds of crazy adventures. I don't know. It's a stupid... I don't know. They're trying to put a fissure between these two characters, and it makes no sense. Then she's like, oh, and with Shadow Weaver teaching me magic, I'll be even better than ever. And she has like a Charlie Brown face. And Adora's upset, like, oh, you having her teach you magic? Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's going to be fun. And then Glimmer says the only thing that I actually really honestly think she would say.
I don't know.
Now, I'm going to go raid the kitchen in celebration. Glimmer, I'll bring back some cake.
Damn right, girl, get you some cake. And get to the Fright Zone. And it's Double Trouble and Catra. This is like a terrible friendship. Double Trouble's there for Catra, but only if he can get paid. Double Trouble asks Catra, hey, what are you going to tell your boss when like you blew up all his new toys? And she's like, hey, you know, I'm going to say we tested them. They obviously they sucked because they got blown up. I'm surprised she didn't have Scorpio with her. But anyways, she's like, hey, thank you for saving me. And this is where you think, oh, Double Trouble's kind of going to be nice. Maybe has a friendship with Catra. And they're like, oh, I live to serve, but for a price. And then she gives him a little sack of money. Here's the thing. There's money on this world. They've never really brought it up because no one's ever really bought anything or sold anything. So is the currency used in in the Fright Zone the same that's used everywhere else? Is there like, or just like gold pieces or gems or something? I know it's a stupid thing, but it's just weird that they brought up money all of a sudden. Then they have the, you know, the conversation about, hey, it was really weird that Sparkle Girl, you know, Glimmer showed up and she used Adora as bait, but she didn't use Adora as bait because Adora was already there. So that wasn't the situation, you know. Also, Adora brought that up when they were talking in her bedroom after the battle, and, you know, she kind of just brushed it off, but that's not what happened. I hate how simplistic they're trying to make everything, and it's way more nuanced than that. She didn't just say, ha ha ha, I'm going to send She-Ra to go get attacked. And She-Ra's strong enough to take care of her damn self, so there's no bait in She-Ra. She's so powerful. But it's like, hey, maybe their friendship isn't as strong as we think. Wouldn't it be great if someone went there and, like, you know, sowed the seeds of discontent? But that wouldn't happen. There was no friendship then. If they honestly go down this path and Adora and Glimmer like start hating each other, there was never a friendship there to begin with. And that's pathetic. But that's this episode. Definitely better than the other one. The action was better. I was shocked that Glimmer was as strong as they made her. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see her kicking some butt. Next episode, episode 4 tomorrow. Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.